Somebody say local.
To all the family, friends and fans of DAsportsVYBEZ, we are here today again with yet another great sports person, somebody who helps shape the sport in Dominica, this sports, volleyball, and this is Mr. Albert LOBLACK. As he did it as a player, as a coach, and now as an administrator, and he's going to take us through his journey, in his own words. So, Mr. Albert, talk to us.
Well, I really started at the grammar school. I went to the grammar school, and under Mr. Ozzy Savre, he wanted to start volleyball in grammar school, and he got a group of us, and we started from there. And I think it was my final year at the school. But from there, there's another sort of a group of guys like Samuel Daly, Glenn James, and so on, Jeffrey Edmond. We took it further, and so on. We continued. And when we left school, we started practicing.
Okay, but before grammar school, did you play volleyball? Were you involved in volleyball at all?
No.
So that's where it started for you in grammar school?
Started for me at the grammar school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was about what age? Like it was in your last year out of...
Yeah, so that's like 18, 19.
Okay, so there was volleyball at the time going on, but you wasn't interested?
Well, on a very small scale.
Okay.
And it was only being played at the fire service, really, by the firemen. There was no national league, nothing like that, really. Okay. The firemen used to play and for fun, basically, and so on.
Okay, so now you studied in grammar school and continued?
Yeah, and then we took it on from there, started training and so on. There was this tutor at the CDC at the time, the community college, Sean Moran, that was his name. When he played it, he was an American, I think, some white guy. And then he was training us, he was giving us whatever he knew. He was really dedicated and so on, helping us out and so on. And we kept on and playing and that kind of stuff.
And in terms of from the transition, when you all like made the first team,
Well, the first national team.
Not national team, but not like league. No.
Well, yeah, we decided to form a team. Well, then again, around 1986 or so, I remember there was this executive that was formed with people like Ozzy Savre, Gildan Richards, Vanya Jones, and so on. And then there was a national league that was created out of that, and so on. I remember we started our club, Hefty Spikers, with people like Samuel Daly, Glenn James, Jeffrey Edmond again, and so on. And there were teams from the St. Joseph, Boy Michel. I remember Bobby, there's this guy from Boy Michel, Bobby, famous for back and spike and so on. And Cranford with people like Jules Pascal, Lebby Jones and so on. Lebby Jones he's a fireman, I think, and he brought the game up to Cranford, they were playing and so on. So all of that, there's this national league, and so all these teams came from these areas, and we started playing. My first team was FT Spikers and so on. I was a setter actually for that team and so on. But then after a while, that team was kind of dominating everything because we were too strong, the best players basically.
We're talking about Jeffrey Edmond, Samuel Daly, the man, wicked man, Albie man.
So eventually decided to split the team.
Reason?
Well, yeah, because we were dominating for too many years. We were just winning.
So you were feeling the competition.
Right. So we decided to split the team and so on. And we had new players as well. So we were really big and so on with new players, new talent. And so we decided that those from across the bridge would stay on FT, and those, hence the birth of Bafford Rovers. Yeah. So that's a formidable team as well.
Yes, obviously, because they're split into the two best teams.
So then we had this rivalry between two of us as well, and so on. So out of that born the national league, the national team. We had the first national team coming out in 1986, and we went to the OCS games, and that's where we started playing.
Could you give us some notables in terms of a few names on that national team?
Yeah.
So that's the first ever national team?
Yeah.
First ever volleyball national team of
To
Dominica.
my knowledge.
Okay.
To my knowledge, yeah.
And you
playing in the OECS competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
So could you
From
give us some
1986.
names of
We had a
guys?
captain from that starter that was Samuel Daly.
All right.
We had like Jeffrey Edmond, Leaford Prosper, the Prosper brothers out of St. Joseph, Leaford and John Prosper, and people like Dunstan, Toussaint from Point Michel, myself,
Edmonds.
Jeffrey Edmond, yeah, was on that.
All right. And tell us about the tournament.
Yeah,
First tournament.
we played in St. Lucia, and I think that year, we did came second.
As usual.
For
a number of years.
A number of years we did place in second, and so on. Only St. Lucia, the championship was just eluding us, coming close, but then St. Lucia always coming victorious, and so.
So who was coming on every time you were coming on second? Who was
St. Lucia,
the same
St.
team?
Lucia.
The St. Lucia.
St. Lucia has been.
So it was Dominica St. Lucia, Dominica St. Lucia.
For years.
Okay.
For years, just Dominica St. Lucia.
All right.
Until we won the championship in 2000, I think, yeah.
Wow. From what when it started 86?
1986.
Till all the way to
Only
2000.
2000.
14 years. Took you all 14 years.
Yeah.
And were you still part of that team?
No, I was coach at the time.
Coaching at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so your career on the national team and
Yeah,
span
from playing, I stopped playing somewhere in 2000, let me say 2000, somewhere 1995 or so, 1995, 96.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
96.
Okay, and then so from like you said, it took you all. So in your career from playing the national team, you were never able to win the championship.
No.
Okay, but then you continue on. So your transition now
Yeah.
from the
Player to coach.
To coach.
It was forced on me early because we didn't have nobody to do it, and I think Naf used to do it. Naf Isaac, he had to play as well, and then he retired, and then he started coaching the team, but then he had to leave and so on. So then I was the next person in line to
Talking
do it.
about the national team.
Yeah, the national team.
So question: the other teams in the league, they were at that point when you 95 going into 2000. There were increasing teams in the league.
Well, yeah, in the national league,
Yes.
more teams came on board.
Okay,
And
so
then
the reason I'm asking is that would these teams didn't have coaches? Were the teams
Well, no, really. Most of them
player
were just
coach.
doing our own things.
player
basically.
coaching themselves?
That sort of thing.
player coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because I try
what
to
it
understand,
is.
like you say, you couldn't find other
All of
coaches.
us,
meaning
right?
that.
Just
Okay.
player coaches. Because we had very limited formal training. And then I was one of those who got advanced in the training as well. Actually, I'm a level 2 FIVB qualified coach. And at that time, we didn't have many people, because most of the people who could have were basically players.
All right.
And to date, even most of them, they were only able to do the level 1, which we did in Dominica. But I did mine in my level 1 in Dominica and my level 2 in Santo Domingo.
What's the highest level?
Level 3.
3. Okay.
Level 3 is basically for trainers, where you can train the trainers, like you'd get a trainer to come down here to train other people, that kind of thing, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so then you're saying you transitioned to the coaches. It was forced upon you, because there was nobody basically. So you took it up and you.
I ran with it. Basically, I had no choice.
Yeah, so take us through your coaching stint.
Yeah, it is kind of I was kind of skeptical at the beginning, but then I get used to it, and so then I started doing courses, being sent to Mr. Sorendo was president at that time, and then I started going out to Santo Domingo in particular and doing courses until I get to do my level 2. So I did a number of courses and got better at it and so on. So I ended up coaching both male and female team. Again, there's nobody else to pass it on to, so I ended up doing both. So
Okay, and so then you started coaching in '95.
yeah.
And when did you?
We won the championship in 2000.
2000, so 5 years time. So
Yeah.
you developed the team.
We won, the men won in 2000, I think, and the female won in 2001. And it was the same thing with the women for the men. We were coming out second to St. Lucia for a number of years.
Okay. So we are DAsportsVYBEZ, and we are back with Mr. Albert LOBLACK, president of the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association. And so you're telling us of your national, with your coaching stint right now, and you finally won that. You all won that championship in 2000 with the men.
Yeah.
And you were the coach of the men and the women.
Yeah.
And the women, when did they win it?
In 2001, next year, I think.
Next year. So they have that's their first time winning as well?
Yeah, that's the first time they won.
So they
as
both
well.
were suffering, always coming
Always
second
is.
and then so.
Yeah.
And always St. Lucia, always the one.
Always the one.
Okay, so how did it feel to?
It was
as
great. It was a
finally
great
winner?
feeling eventually to win that. That was
Okay.
really a great feeling.
And then after that, how much championship have we
Well,
won?
both teams won it twice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So after 2000, the men won it, I think, in 2002 again, or 2000, I think, and the women again. Yeah, both teams won it twice.
And that's the OECS championships.
Yeah.
Were there any other tournaments besides the OECS championship in volleyball?
Well, there was the Caribbean tournament. That's what we would have access to. So when you win in the OECS, you automatically qualify for that tournament.
Okay.
That's with Jamaica and Trinidad and Barbados and so on. So that in an effort to get us to play better, we were invited to the winner of our area, ECVA, OECS, were allowed to play in that competition to get us really better.
How did we do it? With
Well, those teams there were much more experienced, man. They were playing much more volleyball and exposed to much more competitions and so on. So they were much better off, than we do.
Okay, so
It was good to play in there to get the experience and exposure,
yes.
but then we always getting blows and so on.
Okay, so could you give us, from here, let's go back to your playing days. Could you give us like one of your greatest achievement as a player in terms of, and also a moment that you could always, that sticks to your mind in a game or tournament or something?
I can't tell you when exactly, which year, I can't remember which year, but when we almost won that competition against St. Lucia. It was really exciting, you know what I mean? And as I said, you're very integrally involved in the game, like the quarterback in football, like the center controls the game and everything. So nothing really sticks out, because and the other thing is that even if you play to your best or most outstanding, and at that time they were not giving individual awards, basically. So the outstanding persons used to be the hitters, the finishers, so the people like Samuel Daly and so you make them look good, basically, that kind of thing. So setters and so on were very seldomly recognized or seen, you know what I mean? Though you make the spikers and so on look good.
You set up, you compliment them.
That's how it is. So then just have to accept it and so on. Just like floor defense, at the time, it's only in recent times, well, in our area, that they've been awarding other outstanding performances on like floor defense. We had people like Jeffrey Edmond, who was very, very good at floor defense, and he wasn't brought to the spotlight.
What is floor defense exactly?
Well, whenever he spiked, to play with the ball back and so on, to defend, basically, and so on. So, there's not much really to talk about or shout about, really.
Okay, and then your coaching stint now.
Well, those championships were my highlights. Those 4 championships were all 4 of them came under me, really.
Okay, but in the 4, you had any one of them that
the first
stood
2,
out the most?
the first 2, first one for the men and first one for the women.
It's like a relief, a relief.
Because you're having coming out second to St. Lucia.
As a player and as a coach, you know what I mean? Second only, and finally, So.
And then take us now on your transition now to administrator. How did you end up in the?
Well, again, volleyball has always been a small family, not many places and so on. And so we always had to share responsibility. Even as a player, I ended up being after some years on the executive as a committee member. Eventually, I was the treasurer of the association at a certain time, and then I became the vice president once, and finally.
Okay, so you first entered the administration from like what year? So you were a player.
Yeah, when I was playing from after 1986. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your transition on now, right now you're the president.
Yes, I am.
When was that? When did that?
Uh,
How long
I
have you
took
been
over
president?
from Mr. Sorrento. Mr. Robert Sorrento was the president. From, that's a number of years now. I can't remember when exactly was it.
Okay, so you've been the president for over 10 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, and as president, achievement, sticking out moments, things that you're proud of, proud moments, achievements.
Well, what can I currently go on? We were able to expand our league, and maintain that. But basically, first of all, to have a league every year since I'm president, our teams has been increasing in our league. Right now we have around 10 male and almost 10 female teams in our league regularly.
Did you get a lot of young players coming in?
Well, no, we are seeing a lot of young players coming in. But then we really had a lot of long time, or we maintain our players basically.
Okay.
Sort of. But now we have a lot of young blood really coming in.
That's good for the sport.
Oh yes, it is good. But the problem is right now is to really harness that talent right now. Because what we see happening is that talent is from all over the country. And to bring it together, to get them to work together is a very, very difficult thing. And so,
What are you doing to encourage the youth, the kids?
well, one of the things that we had planned on our calendar was to have a youth academy. And we just never got it off the ground. Because one of the places we were planning to use was here to do it. And that's in Canefield, at Kifo in Canefield. But then they got this devastated by Hurricane Maria and so on. Because it would have been nice if we could have done it here, because we had the court here, we had the savannah there.
Yes.
The expanse of the area and everything. But it never came through, and then the hurricane came and so on.
So is there no, can it still be done though? And
well, with limited facility, it's kind of difficult. But we didn't shelve it too far.
I know
It's
that.
just for now.
Okay, cool.
But we still intend to, because that's one way we could get young people and have a turnover in the
Yes.
in the sport.
You need to have that pool, that grassroots,
That is correct.
to feed into it. Okay, well, in terms of, just a message out there to the young players, to get them interested in volleyball and to get them, it's just, what you would like to say to them?
It's a very nice sport, and I've been invited to talk to the at the inter-schools opening and so on by Mr. Shillingford and so on. And I always encourage them. It's a very nice sport. Want to get into it, you'll enjoy it, and it's fun and everything. But it's also technical as well. And then another thing is, there's prospects. You can go places. There are scholarships and so on within volleyball. Just last year, we had 2 young players moving on to further studies in the U.S.
Namely?
Faith Labad and Eflin Lockhart, our Youth Olympic beach player.
Yes.
Actually, we had we got qualified to the Youth Olympic beach
Okay, that's
competition.
another good achievement, big achievement.
Yeah. So there's a scope. There's places that you can go. So after you finish school, up to recently I got an email from some coach, wherever, from some university asking me if I don't have players that just live in school and so on. So there's scope and opportunities in volleyball for young players. So I'd like to encourage them to take advantage of this and so on.
Okay, and just before we close, in terms of persons that inspired you to get involved in volleyball, like anybody?
Well, basically, I got involved in volleyball because of Mr. Savre, Ozzy Savre, who really caught me at the grammar school. And then from there on, it's basically my peers. We just stuck with it and worked hard at it and enjoyed it. And
When you were playing some other sport, were you playing
I
before
was
that?
playing football before that. I love
Okay,
football.
so you do transition into volleyball, you have to be athletic.
Exactly.
Okay.
I really, really love football.
We would like to, on behalf of DAsportsVYBEZ, we would like to thank you for taking your time out to give us the fans a little story of your journey. And we appreciate it, and we look forward to more of volleyball in the future.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Somebody say, Lord.